37 games into the season, right? All-Star break is upon us. And so we ask the question again, will the Knicks be buyers at the deadline? So rather than just a sort of general question, Ryan, maybe let's go through some players who we think may be available and how they could potentially fit with the Knicks. And let's start with Victor Oladipo. How do you see that now? Is that something that the Knicks should be exploring?
Well, I think it is for a couple different reasons. Houston had high hopes when they acquired Oladipo from Indiana in the Big Four-team deal involving James Harden. But the Rockets have really cratered lately. Houston's lost 13 games in a row. They're now, I think, whether they want to or not, they have to look at rebuilding. They made some bad moves over the last few years, especially the Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook deal in which 4 picks and pick swaps went out. So, yeah, I think Oladipo is going to be available over the next few weeks before the trade deadline on March 25th. Now, the question for the Knicks is not only do they trade for Oladipo now, but are they convinced they'll be able to sign him long-term? Keep in mind there is a relationship there with Victor Oladipo and CAA and Leon Rose. So, but the challenge is there are other teams around the league that have a lot of interest. The rumor, even going back to when Victor was in Indiana, was that the Miami Heat have a lot of interest. The Heat also have cap space next year. So the challenge, if you're in the front office, is you don't want to give up too much in an Oladipo trade to rent the guy. Even though the Knicks have had a terrific year and they far exceeded expectations, you don't want to give up good assets for a short-term rental and have the guy walk to Miami and somewhere else in free agency in a few months.